So today I am changing the standard steering wheel on the Micra to this OMP wheel with a wheel+boss. A little bit worse for wear, but it'll do. So first thing you want to do is unconnect your battery because of the airbag. Leave it for about 10 minutes and then you should be good to go. Airbags in cars, this old, only usually last about 10 years or so, and then they won't even explode. But better to be safe than sorry. Just unconnect your battery, leave it for 10 minutes, and then you can crack on. First thing you want to do is, I've already done it that side and that side. There's two black caps that sit here, this side and this side. You want to pop them off so you can get to this here, and that is a T50 security socket. Looks like that. Go ahead and take that one off and this one off, and then the whole airbag unit will pull forward. Once you've undone them two, you can go ahead and pull the airbag forward. You'll then have your airbag plug here to undo and your horn plug there to undo. That's just a push and pull, and that is also a push and pull. Once that's out, you can dash that because you don't need it. You then have your big socket here to undo. This is a 19mm to get a deep socket because you need your ratchet to clear the steering wheel, otherwise you can't undo it. When you've cracked that off, leave the nut on a little bit so when you try and bang the steering wheel off, you don't twat yourself in the face. And then just rag it left to right, up and down, and it should break free. Right, yeah, with a decent clonk, it pulled off reasonably easy. Take that nut off. Steering wheel off. And then you have a little clip at the bottom of the steering wheel. Take that off. Unhook your two plugs. And you can dash that. Don't need that, thank you very much. You can cut these and leave it on, but I don't like having any of that on there. So the next thing you have, you can try and fit your wheel on like that, but usually it doesn't go deep enough. This is in the way, so I like to take this whole unit out. To do that, you've just got a screw here, a screw here. Take those two screws out, and then this will separate. And all you need to do is to get to, there's 4 screws, those top 2 there, 1, 2, and then there's those bottom 2, 1 there, and 1 there. If it's still a bit tight, you can go ahead and undo the 2 back ones that's here and the same on the other side, but I can just about get to all 4 just with the front 2 off. So once your 4 screws are out, you can go ahead and take this out. You have another plug here. You should just flick the white bit out and that will come off. Hide that back in there. So something I've just found out, the only thing that was stopping my boss kit from sitting completely flush with the bottom of this shaft was this. On my old car I took all of this out, but it left you seeing that shit behind the wheel. So I've just put this back in, and it looks like I'm going to be able to sit the wheel flush all the way back, but with that black bit still in. and it just smartens it up a bit, stops you seeing all the plastics behind. So if you want, you can leave that in. If not, I've taken it out before, but this time I can keep it in. Once you've decided whether you're going to keep that in or not, you can do your plastics back up and put your boss kit on. My steering wheel is connected to my boss, so I've just put my boss kit straight back on. Obviously make sure your wheels are straight before you do this bit, and make sure your wheel's straight. If your boss kit isn't connected to your wheel, just put your wheel on your boss first, it's a lot easier. Then do your top nut up. And there you go, as easy as that. Legally for an MOT you have to have a horn, so that's something I'll be looking at doing next. But if you've got one now, you just take your horn signal from the pre-existing horn plug, the black one that was behind it, that's there, and just wire that to your new one. Yeah. So something else I want to do today is change the headlights, because they're standard facelift ones, and I'm putting in my second facelift, blacked out ones, same ones that I had on the P basically, but in my opinion I just think these look better. Show you a comparison. So there's the comparison. I suppose these are quite nice. I have seen these on a few cars and I do like them. Kind of like a clean OEM look. But I just prefer them. Let's get them in. So to take them out, on the back of the light you have 3 nuts. You have one there, and one down here, which I always, every time, snap because I can never get to it. And you have your top screw here, which is here. These 2 that you need to undo are here and here. These 2, both 10mm nuts. Get those undone, get that undone, and then we'll see what the bottom one's like.
AVXP on the beat.
Right, so a nice little tip, if the nuts look really rusty, like mine are, just coat them with a bit of WD-40 first, GT85, whatever you've got, because mine started to spin and they've stayed in there and they've just span out of the light, so I'm now going to have to try and get them out. Great! But anyway, once your light's out, take all your plugs off, 3 of them, 4 of them, sorry, you have one down here as well. Swap your bulbs over to your new light, and get your new light ready to go in. Right, so I eventually got that snapped off crap out of there. I've swapped the bulbs over, put all the plugs back on, and put those 2 nuts and that back on, and it should just push back on that bottom nub. So that one's in. There's a comparison. Then you can go ahead and start on the other side. You have to manoeuvre in between your fuse box, which is quite hard. It's easier to take the battery off or undo the fuse box from the battery tray. Then you can get your hand in there because the bottom one's down there, look.